Today we're gonna go over exactly how to use MyFitnessPal to facilitate weight loss. It'll be a step-by-step approach, so it's important that you watch this thing in its entirety, that way you can follow along. If you have to pause to take notes or put it on your phone or iPad or whatever it is that you can carry with you, then make sure you do that. Again, because it's a step-by-step approach, you can't skip over any of these steps and expect to get the results that you want. The first thing we're gonna do is actually download MyFitnessPal. So all you have to do, if you're on an iDevice like I am, you just go into the App Store and you just type in MyFitnessPal. After that, it's free to download. They do have a premium version that you could pay for. I don't use that. I have no need to use that in order to actually facilitate weight loss, or if I'm trying to gain weight. Some people like it, but again, I think it's unnecessary, especially for this video. I already have an account, so for me, I don't have to go through the steps that you probably will have to go through. When you sign up, it's gonna try to ask you a ton of questions like your height, your weight, your activity level. It does that in order to prescribe you food. I don't think that's the best way to use MyFitnessPal. It's a great tracker, it's not a great prescriber. Reason being is because some people that may think they're very active are actually only moderately active according to MyFitnessPal. Somebody that's moderately active in their own eyes might actually be very active. Again, it's not a perfect science. I appreciate what MyFitnessPal is trying to do, but we're gonna say how you should use it. We're gonna go over how you should use it in order to facilitate weight loss. After you've logged into MyFitnessPal and you've signed up and it tries to give you the amount of calories you need, you ignore that and then you step on the scale. You see how much you weigh. After you know how much you weigh, it's time to start tracking. At the bottom of the screen, you'll see Food Diary. You click on Food Diary and that will come up with a list of meals and snacks. You can see I've already inputted my breakfast, but I'm gonna input my lunch in order to show you how to use MyFitnessPal. We go down to lunch. In the blue Add Food, you just click that and it'll prompt you to an actual food search. From here, you can search anything that you wanna search. If you've eaten it, if somebody on the planet's eaten it, it's probably in here on MyFitnessPal. I ate chicken thigh, which is 6 ounces. If I click on the chicken thigh, it'll come up with a bunch of different things. You can adjust the serving size here. If you had 3 ounces, 4 ounces, 5, I had 6. I know this because I weighed it out. You hit that check mark and it saves. From there, you hit the check mark at the upper right of the screen and it comes up in lunch. I also had carrots, so I go back to Add Food and I type that in. Again, it's already pre-selected for me because I've already put this in, but you can adjust that with the number of servings, obviously through the serving size and everything else that's available. Again, click the upper right check mark in order to get back to the screen. I also had 2 little clementines. So a quick add, if it's something that you've eaten before, you just swipe to the right on the food, and I had 2 of them, so I swipe right twice. And that's my lunch. You wanna track, don't change anything. Track everything for the first week and then step on the scale again. If your body weight is roughly consistent, namely you didn't change by more than 1 or 2% of your body weight, those are your maintenance calories. So what you had throughout that week, add it all up, divide it by 7, those are your maintenance calories. That's what you need to eat in order to maintain your weight. Now that we know your maintenance calories, it's time to adjust them down in order to facilitate weight loss. You do that by going to MyFitnessPal at the bottom right of the screen, you click More, and from there, you click on Goals. That'll bring you to a screen that looks like this. From here, underneath Nutrition Goals, you click Calories, Carbs, Protein, and Fat Goals. From there, you can actually see the calories that you have. For me, I've already adjusted this for me, but let's say I'm somebody that maintains on 2,800 calories. I'm gonna recommend you drop by 15%. So that's roughly 420 calories. We'll just say 400 to make the math easy. All I have to do is type that in right here. I hit the check mark at the bottom right, and it will recalculate. What I'm gonna recommend you do if you're somebody that's fairly lean already, a man under 20% body fat, a woman under 30% body fat, you wanna get roughly 1 gram per pound of body weight of protein. And you can let the fats and carbs you can experiment with that to figure out where you feel best. But really, in terms of weight loss, it doesn't matter too much as long as you're getting enough essential fat and enough fiber. So again, you might have to manipulate the percentages, and you can do that right here. All you have to do is click on the percentages and manipulate it right there in order to have it add up to 100%. Obviously, it has to add up to 100%. You click the check mark again. Just the common theme check mark usually means that you're good to go. It'll recalculate once you hit that. And that's the first step. You subtracted 15% of your calories, and now you should start losing some weight. What's gonna happen eventually is that 2,400 calories is gonna become your baseline. That's gonna become your new maintenance calories after you've lost some weight. And from there, you go right back to this screen, and then you adjust your calories down again. I'm not gonna say 15%, I'm gonna say 10%. A little bit of a smaller deficit, but think about it like a headache. When you have a headache, you grab a bottle of Tylenol and you don't take the entire thing. You take just enough to get rid of the headache so you can go about your daily business. The same thing should apply to weight loss. You wanna do just enough, cut your calories just enough to facilitate weight loss without feeling absolutely famished and exhausted. Now let's go into some frequently asked questions. If I don't answer your question, make sure you ask it down below and I will absolutely answer. The first one has to do with activity level. People will ask, because MyFitnessPal has this ability, if you should input your exercise. If you're somebody that's already exercising and you already had that incorporated into your maintenance calories, my answer is gonna be no. Now, if you're increasing your energy expenditure dramatically, then yeah, you could probably add some calories back in for exercise. But if you're fairly consistent with your exercise already and activity level, no, don't add that back in. If you're somebody that's new to nutrition and new to exercise and you're exercising more now, well, that wasn't calculated into your maintenance, so you can add some of those calories back in. That being said, people tend to overestimate how many calories they're burning because they're not working as hard as they actually think they are. That's not a dig at anybody, that's just the facts. Research supports all of that, including an experiment that I did on myself. I will link that above, but finish this video first, and if you care to see it, click that link right above me. The second question that people ask all the time is, what if it's something that I ate that isn't so cut and dry, like chicken or eggs or Greek yogurt, or something that's basically a combination of a bunch of different ingredients? Well, MyFitnessPal actually can help you with that. So going back to my food diary, let's say for dinner, I had pizza. So I'm just gonna type in pizza right here, and I'm gonna hit search. A bunch of different pizza is gonna come up. Now, if you're somebody trying to lose weight, I'm gonna recommend that you just pick the highest calorie option in a serving size that makes sense. So let's say I had some vegetarian pizza. I'm just gonna select this, and let's say I had 3 slices. Again, you can manipulate that under the servings. I hit the check mark and hit the check mark again, and it's gonna come up under dinner. Now, is this perfect? No, it's not perfect, and obviously there's a level of inaccuracy to this, but it's better than not tracking anything at all. Those are the 2 most commonly asked questions. If you have more, make sure you comment them down below and I will answer them. But just a few caveats before we wrap up this video completely. Number 1, you should be doing some sort of resistance training as you're in a fat loss phase. The reason being is because you want to keep as much lean mass on you as possible. While you're losing weight, your body will draw mostly from fat mass, but it can draw from lean tissue as well. So give your lean tissue a reason to stick around by using it through resistance training. The second caveat would be is try not to play too much with this in terms of having food that isn't good for you at all from a health perspective just because it fits into your calories. Let's say you're somebody that isn't super focused on macros, and so all you had was 2,000 calories worth of Pop-Tarts. Probably not the best option for long-term health. You're probably better off having a mix of fruits, vegetables, lean meats, and minimally processed carbs. What's nice is if you do go out to eat, you can still put it in MyFitnessPal, but I'm gonna say most of the time you should still try to eat what we would consider healthy foods. Just to recap how to use MyFitnessPal. Number 1, step on the scale and check how you're eating for an entire week. Don't change anything. Don't listen to MyFitnessPal, just figure out your maintenance calories. Number 2, after you found your maintenance calories, drop your calories by roughly 15% initially while trying to keep your protein rather high. Number 3, when your weight loss stalls, drop your calories just a little bit more to facilitate additional weight loss, and ride that out and repeat as often as you have to. One more thing, I think it's a good idea to put about a week, sometimes 10 days in between weigh-ins. That way you aren't constantly obsessed and always making all these changes when you don't have to. It takes a couple of days in order for your body to actually lose weight. Again, because things like how much sodium you had, how much water you had, but all of that will balance out in 7 to 10 days. You can get an actual accurate representation on how much body mass you've actually lost. If you like the video, don't forget to like the video. Again, if you have any questions, comment it down below. I'm Alex Wallace from Wallace Training Systems, and thanks for watching.